I'm Rodrick Lienhart, and I wrote The Why Restaurant. You know, life changes quick, y'all. Life changes real quick. Um, as a matter of fact, it's like a pot of boiling water. Happens when you least expect it, and everything turns turbulent. But then you're ready to rock and roll. I grew up cooking. I grew up a knife in one hand and a saute pan in the other. I was baptized by dawn, if you will, dishwater. So I just, promised a lot of friends growing up that told me to write a book that I would write a book. So yeah, here it is. A lot of times, and I thought I would do it, but I finally did, and here we are. What inspired me to write my book? You know, inspiration hit me one day like a lightning bolt. Just I was working a late night, scrubbing the floor, um, and I thought, there's got to be something better than this, as we all do. And I would just remember and recall all of these things growing up, all of these lessons that I wanted to make sure others learned because I felt that it's the little details that matter, the small important things. Um, and then there was a mission to bring love back to food, as we all do. Hubris is what we refer to that state. Um, I think that another way to carry on what I do in cooking, especially, is you write it down. Okay. I think that understanding more chefs around the world will help us better create food, not just take pictures of it or become, Instagram famous or worry about clout in the kitchen. The moment that you worry about clout in the kitchen is the moment the food turns sour, you know. Um, there's a kitchen in New York that has it right, honestly. Little tangent, but they don't like influencers in there. They don't like any kind of photography, as they shouldn't, But like they say, the camera eats first, and so if I'm gonna, kind of put that out into the world, um, writing it down seemed like the best thing to do, so that I wouldn't forget, right? We all want to leave our mark in the world, right? I could give you the same recipe. As I give the next person, and you'll do it two different ways. It's the beauty of it. It's the experience, correct? So, what if I could tell you, okay, in this experience, you should feel this way, or this is how this made me feel, right? I think that opening up to people, as a young man, I was told not to. Don't ever talk about your feelings. Go scream in the walk-in. I don't have time for your shit. That's what I would be told by numerous people, friends, family, the like. Woe is me, right? World's smallest violin. Yeah, who gives a shit? Well, I wrote a book, and anybody who wants to give a shit can read it. Right. But I feel that, you know, I felt like there was a need for something like this. I felt like there was a certain niche in cooking, a certain perspective. There's perception and perspective. Both matter. I think that I have felt that my perspective mattered in a sense, maybe at the worst, take it for a book of what not to do in the kitchen. But I do think that anyone who hates brunch will have an affinity for this book, or develop it at least. Listen, y'all, The White Restaurant, it's more than a memoir. It's a love letter to the culinary world. It's about sacrifices that we make as cooks to put food on other people's tables. The rewards we chase, without question. The rewards are skint at best, the Irish would say. Um, Again, going back to it, the unyielding passion. Sorry, the unyielding passion. Like I said, when you when people are passionate about something, okay, it makes the story that much better. You know, like it's when a person deeply cares about how much they detest something, we're still gonna read that and be like, okay, yo, homie's got bars, right? He's going off, right? We all do, okay. Admittedly, who doesn't like a little drama they're not involved in? But it's how we live alongside that a little bit that matters. It's how we know we care about our mental health in that moment, around that moment, for that moment that really matters. I'll explain. If you don't know what someone else is going through and then you just kind of go off on them, that has resounding effects, you know? Um, Listen, I'll be honest with you. I've lost a lot of people along the way. I know I'm not a firefighter, police officer, first responder, army. I know I don't have to carry a gun or anything like that. I know these things. Okay. I know there's a lot of people in this world who would say what I do isn't dangerous. Of course, I'm going to beg to differ. But at the same time, this book isn't really aimed towards one specific person. If you've ever cooked in the kitchen and you hate brunch, this book is for you. That's the truth of it. I mean, I felt that there's got to be somebody else out in this world that is feeling the same way that I am. Okay. And in order to even, find these people, you got to send up a flag. Oh, don't do that nowadays. Don't do that. But at the same time, I think that it's smart that I did. It felt good to kind of put it out there, and honestly, like, if I had to give you a brief overview of my books, like main message, follow your passion. Okay. A lot of the things that our parents taught us were more correct than we want to give them credit for, and probably more correct than they deserve. But that's just me, right? Um, I found a passion for something worldly, literally where everybody eats, you know, in a place so unsuspecting. I would have never thought. And for years, I tried to convince myself that that's not where it came from. And, you know, it did. So you want to go back and visit. You want to go see that old tree that you carved your initials in, and what if it's not there? I mean, that's going to bother you. It's not, don't get hung up on it. Yeah, that's one thing, but it's going to bother you because it's going to remain the exact same and that still image in your mind for the rest of your life, unless something happened to you. But that's the truth. When I go back and I stand in that parking lot where my mom's restaurant used to be, I'm going to see something different versus people that don't give a shit. Listen, your story matters. Okay. Just do it. Put pen to paper. Just do it. Embrace the chaos. Embrace the joy, the sleepless nights, the heartfelt moments. All of that is yours. That catharsis, that is yours to keep. Do it. Um, it's not about perfection. Patience, love, dash of courage. It's like cooking. you know, Honestly, I don't see why I didn't do it sooner, to tell you the truth. But your experiences are your gift. That's your gift to the world, right? That was to you. But how you experience that and portray yourself to the world is the world's gift. So, look at it how you will. But I wanted to be more than a gift to my family. I wanted to kind of help carry people along. Um, and I think that other dads can do it too. I really do. Just put pen to paper. Again, follow your dream. I'm not trying to harp it and speak ad nauseum. We're making this a lot more complicated than it needs to be. Okay, if you set a goal, you can obtain it. Easy. If you want to be a type of person, be that person. Right. Just kind of be that person while understanding that there are other people in the world. Okay, not everyone's going to want to read my book. I understand that. I get that. But maybe more than a few, right? I'm joking. But you're never going to know if you don't even start. And you don't want to be known as the person who didn't even try. Okay. That's the truth of it. There's a difference in waiting, and that's fine. And sure, make your excuses now. Get those over with. Okay. Because those excuses you make now, you're just going to kick yourself in the ass later for not doing it sooner. 100%. Because I'm at that point. Okay. I wish I would have done this sooner. I wish, it was, you know what? I'll tell you. I could have done this alone, period. I could not have done this alone. All right. I had a team. I had the best team in the world. Seriously. All right. Teresa, my editor, huge, huge, amazing woman. Huge shout out to her. I know she's looking at this. Thank you. Without this book, without you, this would have never happened. She introduced me to Randy and Michelle, RLS Design. They did the cover. It's fantastic. Oh my God, Michelle is amazing. Okay. Randy, he's amazing. That's my bromance right there. All right. Then I met with Amy, who did the formatting on this. Without that team of people, this book would have never happened. They believed in me. We all have a hand in on this. Writing the story was hard. I think they took exactly what I was thinking with very limited details. I could prosaically just find a scene and then they slapped it together. It was right there. It was amazing. It was like I was seeing my mom's restaurant again, you know. Um, Little Easter egg, go ahead and punch in the coordinates that you see on the back of the cover. If anybody sees the back of the cover of the book, there's some coordinates there. Go ahead and punch them in. I'll put you there. That's kind of the vibe. But that's all part of it. And you're never going to know ever be able to experience that yourself and say that, hey, I did that. Until you do that. That's the truth. However, I might add, it really helps when you have people that believe in you. I didn't have a lot of people in my corner. Let's be honest. I only needed one. Only needed one. Writing this book has been nothing short of a revelation at times, and all the time, as a matter of fact. It gave me a chance to kind of reflect on like my journey as a man, my journey as a person, a millennial, as a cook turned chef, turned cook, as a father. Um, it helped me really kind of focus what's important in life and get my life kind of back on track. And then a pandemic hit, and chefs were kind of eviscerated. That's the truth. So I just started putting pen to paper. um, I didn't really believe in myself. I really didn't. Imposter syndrome at its finest. I was always grown up, nose the cutting board, don't show emotion, don't cry, just suck it up, ignore your problems. That is the worst advice I should have. Uh, I mean, it was terrible. Come on. Who tells that to a kid, right? Or a person? There's more than just me out here, right? There's more than me. There has to be. I am special in a way, but not as special as I think. A lot of people are suffering, and I can't be the only one. And so you want to reach out in a world full of indifferences and political views and all of that. I mean, we need something that kind of unifies us, someone in our corner, right? And so if we can kind of lift each other up, oh, you just need one person to believe in you. That's it. That person could be a complete stranger to you. But as soon as you feel as they believe in you and they got your back, they got your six, you feel better. It's just a feeling. It's like a cold beer after a long day, a 12-hour shift in the summer at triple digit kitchen, middle of summer. We're talking full swamp ass, y'all. The nasty bits, stuff you're making a slurry in your pants because the only thing you have to dry up down there that's going is cornstarch. It's disgusting. I know, but at least your steak was delicious. Again, sacrifices, y'all. Well, the point is like I've fought through the trenches, and it's good to know that you have somebody to your left and to your right. Yeah. You know, that's the point. So, I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, as long as I've been following Pro Say Dad, I've learned that I've learned temperament is crucial. You know, you got to do it smart. You know, there are people in your corner. To believe into myself, really, that's one of the, you know, we all have different goals. That's the truth. No two lives are the same. But how we get there, that can be the same. And we can help each other. That's the truth. And so that's why I wrote the book. That's why, Pro Say Dad really did help. It really did. It did. Even flipping through the comments sometimes and kind of lurking in a sense, not really want to saying anything. It really did help, and honestly, I think that my book is kind of the Pro Say Dad of kitchens, truth be told. I want you to believe in yourself when you read this book. I want you to see, okay, this kid went from being a dweeb to, well, he's still a dweeb, but it's not as bad, you know? And that's kind of the whole idea, right? To empower yourself, feel better about yourself, know where you came from, know where you want to go, set those goals and achieve them. Again, you just got to do it. That is the truth. And you're never going to do it if you don't have anybody in your corner, you know? Um, when people believe in you, no matter who they are, uh, that it's a very special thing. In a world where we don't talk about feelings, we exploit them. We've watched this happen in court, y'all. Don't show emotion in court. It will be exploited for someone else's financial and monetary gain. What does that even mean, right? So in a world of just backward, laws and litigations and just, unfairness to the wrong people, it happens everywhere to everybody. But I mean, if we don't take a stand, we don't say anything, it's going to continue happening. And yes, there's a great number of people perhaps watching this. Woe is me, small world's smallest violin. Here we go with the Devil Sonata. You know, I mean, you were already going to hate on me before you clicked play, right? So what's the point? It is what it is. Listen, if we don't help each other, what else do we have? A chef is nothing without his kitchen. I would have never written my book without my team. We might want the spotlight, to be honest, our entire lives. Most do. Don't get it twisted. But what happens when the crowd is singing your song so loud that they overtake you at the show? How do you feel? It's good to have people believe in you. It makes you tenacious. A little sardonic, admittedly, but you know, it proves that you were cool, right? And that's what every dad wants to be.